The phenomenon of Sasquatch, or Bigfoot noise-making, has intrigued researchers and enthusiasts for decades. Tree knocking, vocalizations, and other auditory signs have long been attributed to these elusive creatures, often reported in dense forests and remote wilderness. While skeptics argue that these sounds could be explained by natural or human-made sources, compelling evidence points to a more intelligent source behind these noises. Tree knocking and vocalizations, the basics. One of the most commonly reported phenomena is tree knocking, where loud, percussive sounds are heard, often in response to a knock initiated by a human. These knocks, believed by many to be a form of communication, occur in regions where human interference is improbable, such as remote national parks or vast uninhabited forests. According to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, witnesses often report these sounds in conjunction with other sightings or experiences. In addition to tree knocking, vocalizations ranging from deep howls to high-pitched screams are often reported in Sasquatch encounters. These sounds are sometimes heard over great distances and are frequently described as being outside the range of known animals. Sasquatch Bioacoustics, a site dedicated to the analysis of Sasquatch sounds, has recorded a wide variety of vocalizations. According to their research, these include whoops, falsetto shrieks, and even yodel-like sounds, all of which share a common theme of rapid pitch changes and integrated wood knocks. Comparisons to primate behavior. Sasquatch behaviors like tree knocking and vocalizations can be compared to those of known primates. Great apes such as chimpanzees and gorillas are known to engage in vocal communication and even use tools like sticks to produce noise. In the wild, chimpanzees may bang rocks or wood on trees to communicate with each other over long distances, much like the reported Sasquatch tree knocks. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, a respected primatologist and professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University, has studied Sasquatch for many years and draws parallels between Sasquatch behaviors and those of other primates. In an interview, Dr. Meldrum said it's entirely plausible that Sasquatch would utilize percussive communication, much like other large primates. This form of signaling over large distances could easily explain some of the tree knocking reported. BFRO investigator Scott Taylor adds further weight to the idea of Sasquatch using stick knocking for communication. I've witnessed a pattern where knocks are sometimes exchanged between an investigator and an unseen entity, and the timing and location make it clear that the response is intentional, Taylor shared in a report. These patterns suggest not random noise, but an intelligent, deliberate form of communication. Evidence from finding Bigfoot. The television show Finding Bigfoot often showcased successful interactions with tree knocking and vocalizations in the field. In one particular episode, team members initiated wood knocks, which were answered by a series of knocks from an unknown source in a remote area. This led the team to conclude that the response came from something highly intelligent, possibly a Sasquatch, as no other people were known to be in the vicinity. Similarly, the team experimented with vocalizations, mimicking known Sasquatch howls, and received responses that could not be attributed to common wildlife. In a notable episode set in the Olympic Peninsula, the team captured audio of deep, resonant howls after performing their own calls, suggesting that a sophisticated form of communication was occurring with an unseen entity. The Sierra Sounds and Cryptolinguistics. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting the idea that Sasquatch is making intelligent sounds comes from These recordings, made in the 1970s in the Sierra Nevada mountains, have been studied by a variety of experts, including cryptolinguist Scott Nelson and audio engineers. Nelson, a retired US Navy linguist, concluded that the sounds contain a complex language structure. He stated, "We have verified that these creatures use language by the human definition of it." Professor R. Lynn Curlin and Lasse Hertel conducted a study at the University of Wyoming and found that the vocalizations recorded were outside the range of human capabilities. They concluded the tape shows none of the expected signs of being pre-recorded or re-recorded at an altered speed, and hence diminish the probability of a hoax. Sasquatch and infrasound, a new hypothesis. One emerging theory is that Sasquatch may also be capable of producing infrasound, a low-frequency sound below the range of human hearing. This phenomenon is known to occur in certain large animals, such as elephants and tigers, who use infrasound for long-distance communication. Some witnesses of Sasquatch encounters have reported physical symptoms such as disorientation, dizziness, and an overwhelming sense of fear, which are consistent with the effects of infrasound. On the Finding Bigfoot show, several team members mentioned experiencing an eerie silence or sudden pressure changes, which could be indicative of infrasound. While scientific confirmation is still pending, the possibility that Sasquatch might use infrasound as a method of dissuasion or communication has gained traction within the research community. Primatologist evidence and further research. In 2020, a primatologist working with the Expedition Bigfoot team recorded what is believed to be a Sasquatch howl. This howl was distinct in its length and pitch and was unlike any known animal sound in the region. This recording aligns with findings from the Sasquatch Bioacoustics group, who have compiled a growing database of vocalizations believed to be made by Sasquatch. Sasquatch Bioacoustic uses a combination of bioacoustic and intelligence collection techniques to review and analyze these sounds. Their findings support the hypothesis that Sasquatch could be communicating through vocalizations, knocks, and whistles. One striking example is the whoop sound often recorded by field researchers like Cliff Barrickman, which has been consistently noted in different regions across North America. The phenomenon of Sasquatch noise-making, whether through tree-knocking vocalizations or infrasound, presents compelling evidence for the existence of a highly intelligent and elusive creature. The audio analysis from the Sierra Sounds, combined with the work of experts like Dr. Jeff Meldrum and Scott Nelson, suggests that these sounds may represent a sophisticated form of communication, one that includes complex language structures. For further investigation, resources such as Sasquatch Bioacoustic and the findings from Expedition Bigfoot offer valuable insights. While the debate continues, the growing body of audio evidence points to something extraordinary in the wilderness, something that may not be fully understood but certainly warrants further study.